minute, don't know. Got a minute of your time. Got a minute of your.
I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. Sad when no one's to be found. What keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind? Yes, you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Take the time to recognize it. You won't need me.
Yeah, we are.
We are on. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to our podcast, From Vision to Success.
From vision to success. Success.
Oh my gosh. You had like a WWE kind of vibe to that one. Anyway, we discuss everything from the very beginnings of your goals or your desires to the completion, the success of those things and everything in between.
So I am going to warn you guys, Maria, she's on something.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Maria is on something. She came in like very like... Zen'd out, and she's like, "Hey, man," and I'm like, "What's up, dude?"
He's like, "Did you smoke a blunt?" I was like,
I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And she's like, "How you doing?" And I'm like,
"Okay."
I'm doing well. She goes, "What's new with you? Tell me something nice. How is life? We're doing the podcast. How are you doing, Miguel?" Honestly,
he was like, "Are you like? Do you want me to answer all 10 questions at once?"
Yeah, like she fired them all out, and I have no idea what's going on. I don't have no idea. I'm gonna future apologize for today's podcast. That's all I can say.
Why? I don't understand. So I do feel really good. I feel really like relaxed and zen.
But I know that's how you feel. It sounds like you ate a brownie.
I know.
I swear you ate a brownie.
I didn't know. I swear. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't have any brownies.
She had a special brownie today.
I don't know. I feel really, really good.
I believe you, but in the past you've always felt good. Like that's your personality. You have great mornings. You do this. You do that. But today you came in like. So here's my theory: either she took something on purpose or by accident. We're not going to explore that.
I'm like, I didn't know what it was. And I just took it.
So I don't know.
I thought it was a Tylenol. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't take anything, by the way.
So either she took something. I'm telling you right now, either by accident or on purpose. Or number two is she feels horrible for how she's treated me in the past. And she's looked at these podcasts and she's like, man, I really got to tone it down with Miguel.
Well, I do at times feel that way. That I'm like, I think I went too hardcore. And I don't know why. Sometimes it's just so easy to like kind of tease you, right? But no, it's not that.
So I actually saw someone, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday at church. And he comes up to me, oh my gosh, guys, I've been binging on your podcasts, right? So like he found them.
It's funny when you say that. Sometimes I don't believe you. Sometimes I feel like you embellish. But I actually had somebody tell me the same thing yesterday that she listens to our podcast. I was like, oh really?
Yeah, like, dude, I don't embellish. Like, tell me one thing I've embellished.
Oh, many things.
Exactly. You can't think of one. Normally, when somebody embellishes something, it's like right in the front.
I can't remember. You tell me so many things that I'm like,
like what?
Anyway,
like what?
I can't think of it because it's like.
Because you got nothing.
Okay, go ahead. Do your thing. Go ahead. Keep talking.
No, because now I'm offended. I don't embellish. I tell the truth. I am a truth slayer.
A truth seeker. A truth giver.
Truth giver. I give out truths. Truth bombs all the.
Why are you spitting all over?
Because you got me agitated. That's why.
Agitated.
Agitated. That one. You got me agitated.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
So he comes up to me and he goes, oh, dude, I found your podcast. He goes, I've been watching it. And he goes, I knew you had something on, but because...
I'm going to share it as you talk because I was like, you know what? More people need to know about our podcast. Go ahead. I'm sharing our podcast as we speak.
Okay. And then I'm like, oh, that's awesome. He goes, yeah. Before he knew that we were always on, but he could never listen to or watch it. But now he got YouTube Premium.
Oh, nice.
And so do you know what YouTube Premium?
Yes, I know what YouTube. You can download it or just listen to the audio and like click it off.
And click it and turn it off,
Yeah.
right? So then he's working and he's like doing his stuff and he's like listening to it and stuff like that, right? And I'm like, cool. And then I'm like, what do you think of how Maria treats me? She goes, dude, she treats you mean. I'm like, right? I go, it's not in my head, right? She goes, yeah. She gives it to you hard sometimes.
I apologize to our viewers.
So
for...
I think. So here's what I think.
What do you think?
For one of the two reasons. Either number one, you're there's something in that drink because you keep going to it more than usual. There is. Let me smell
I
it.
promise, it's just water.
There's.
I did have pre-workout earlier in it, but it's just water.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like pre-workout will get you amped up.
Yeah, it was
you
for
came
my
in
workout.
mellow.
I don't know. I just had such a great workout. I think that's what it was. When I have great workouts, I just experience such a it's like an emotional release, and I feel so good.
Yeah, but and then you came in like makeup done and everything. You never
I
have your
did.
makeup done.
I always do my makeup for the podcast. I don't do my makeup all the time, but on the podcast, I do it because obviously, if I'm not wearing it, it highlights my dark circles.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter.
See, for you, the only thing that you need is just some moisturizer, and you're good to go.
Can you stop talking about my matted face?
It just looks a little bit like a raisin today, but we're all good. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying?
Anyways, and so this guy agrees with me that you're mean to me, especially.
Let us know. Am I mean? Like, let us know in the comments. Let us know. Like, should I tone it down? What should I do? Give me some guidance. I mean, today's podcast, it is all about how you deal with me.
It is. It is
So-
all about how I deal with Maria.
So I'm guessing, like, is it like an overall how you deal with difficult people? Like, is that the overall sense?
Well, when crap hits the fan, and there's people that come into your life that try and destroy your soul, how do you stay motivated in an unmotivated world?
You're like, how do you, like, she just doesn't go away. She's still here.
She's every Monday she keeps showing up in my house.
I do. Sometimes I show up more often.
What? When?
Sometimes I show up more often. Well, I see you more often. Sometimes we see each other at church.
You weren't there yesterday.
No, because we had a wedding that we went to.
Oh, Raquel
That's
was
why.
there.
Yeah,
She
Raquel.
was firing off answers left,
Oh,
right,
was she
and center.
really?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that girl was on fire yesterday.
I love her. Like, honestly, my children are amazing. She's turning 14 this week, and then Jessie turned 12 yesterday.
She asked me at the end. She goes, "Can I?" She goes, "Can I come on your podcast?" And I go, "Absolutely not." Like I'm still recovering from the last one.
You know what? Let's make it awkward. Let's have her and Levi on here.
That I would be willing to do.
They're so, well, Raquel not so much, but Levi is very, very awkward around Raquel. And it's mostly because you tease him so much about it, right?
A lot. I tease him a lot.
And so he's like, I can't even look at her. Like, Raquel made a comment, and he's like, he just laughed. So she told me, and I was like, don't worry about it. I was like, it's just he teases. Like, Miguel teases him so much about it. Can't even look at Raquel.
I know. For Fat Friday, he's just like,
I know. Don't look at her. Don't make eye contact.
she's there, right? Dad? I'm like, yeah, she's right
Oh
there.
my gosh. Why? So horrible.
Raising head. Did I read that right?
Oh, raisin. Yeah. Like a raisin.
Raisin head. No, man. Jimmy. Come on, dude.
You know, like a raisin. Every time you see a raisin, you will remember Miguel.
And we're back.
I am so sorry. Go ahead.
I knew it wasn't gonna last.
I am joyful. I am in a joyful mood today.
So, yeah. There's in that water. I'm telling you. So one of the reasons why I chose, or we chose. Well, I chose.
Yeah.
I chose this thing is I keep getting a lot of, and again, every time I say this, you're like, go get on your horse. Get on your Pegasus.
Do you want me to hold your hand while
No,
you get
we're
on
not-
your Pegasus?
Don't
Get
touch
up.
Mike, if you're on,
We should really have Mike and get his thoughts on how he does it being married to me. Anyway, go ahead.
no, it's just people. So I was at I did a big, massive conference last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It was for the YMCA. It was 560 people, right?
That's awesome.
It was phenomenal. And it was kind of like neat because this is the same organization that pretty much co-parented me.
That's
Right,
incredible.
because when my mom was going to clean the American Express building downtown Toronto, I had to stay somewhere until my dad can come pick me up, and so it was at an American Express building, the YMCA after school childcare program. So for me to come back and do a workshop for the same organization that whatever, and I told them, right, they call them their why stories. How's the why influenced your family, whatever, and I was like crying.
Wow.
Yeah, and I recorded the whole thing, right? And so I was like, because it hit me, it dawned me like this full circle of them giving so much to my family when we were in need, and now for me to be able to give back.
That's incredible.
Right? So it was pretty cool. Anyways, and so somebody in the audience, they've seen me before and they follow me, and then after the workshop, they come up to me and goes, "How do you do you take anything?" Right? Like you're always smiling, you're always positive, you're always
A
this.
whole bunch of energy drinks. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, I've had 4 today.
He's all like, don't mind his twitching. Go ahead.
And maybe that's it. Maybe you're going at a normal speed, but my mind's going so fast
Because of your 4 energy
that
drinks.
everything's slowing down. Anyways, and then she says, like, how do I stay motivated? How do
Yeah.
whatever? And it's not the first time and I'm pretty sure people have asked you the exact same thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, why are you always so up? Why are you always so like bubbly? Why are you always so like positive? And
Especially in the world like we live
yeah,
today.
in an
where
unmotivated
there's-
world.
Yeah, there's so much negativity. There's so many things coming at you, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do you stay positive during those times?
Yeah. So I found 10 books that actually talk about being able to stay motivated and tips and stuff like that. And so they go into, so I have these 10 books. I don't know if you've heard of some of them,
Okay.
but
Are you okay?
yeah, I don't know what happened.
Sorry. I thought he was going to throw up. I'm like, this is aversion to reading. I don't know why you're pulling out books. He saw a book.
I'm like, these books.
It's okay. Go ahead, drink it. Guys, sometimes I wonder, we have so much fun in our podcast. I just hope everybody's able to follow along with what we say. We're not a hot mess. Hope I'm not a hot mess.
That was beyond weird.
What?
Like how I just gagged there when I said the word books. You should read. Reading
He
it.
choked on air.
Good for you.
He choked on air. Truth be told, that has happened to me, so go ahead.
That was the weirdest thing. I'm like drooling all over the place now. All right. So, these 10 books, I'm going to give you the titles of the book.
Okay, I'm interested to see if I've read any of them.
I had to go like digging deep because every book talks about staying motivated. And so I had to it took me a couple of days to come up with these. You can find them all on Amazon.
Okay.
So that's the positive thing about this.
Okay. So what's the books? Tell me.
So in this book called The Progress Principle
Okay, I never heard of it.
by Amabile T. and Kramer. It was published back in 2011.
Okay.
It says that setting micro goals is better than setting larger goals.
Yeah.
Now, I agree, but I disagree as well because you have to have the end in mind. Where you want to go, what do you want to accomplish, whether it be finance, whether it be like fitness or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be your end goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then even though that's where you want to go, the focus really needs to be on those micro goals, those stepping stones to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so sometimes what ends up happening is that when we have these big, huge, massive goals, and then because they're so big, they're larger than the moon size, and you're just, it's that purple elephant, and you just want, why are you laughing?
That purple elephant.
And so you have all these big, huge, massive goals. And if that's the only thing that you're focusing on, then it can get deflating sometimes.
Yeah,
like, oh
it's
my gosh,
discouraging.
discouraging. That's the word I was
Yeah.
actually looking for, right? And so they're like, oh my gosh, and I'm never going to get there, whatever.
Well, it's like someone making a goal. If you've never worked out, or if you really have had a time working out, making a goal to go to the gym 2 hours a day, 6 times a week.
Yeah.
that is a goal that it's awesome. But if your body's not used to it, your body's
push back.
Exactly. Your body's going to push back. Your mind is going to push back. Your spirit's going to push back because you're not used to it. A better goal would be to break that down and be like, okay, I'm going to go and do, like, be more specific, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do X, Y, C, or I'm going to go to these classes and do it 3 times a week.
Yeah.
As you build up to get to, maybe your goal is going 2 hours a day for 6 times a day. 6 times a week. You could build up to that, but it wouldn't be able to be right at the beginning.
Well, one of the big things, and let's say it is six hours a week, right? Whatever massive goal that you have. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So I just answered the question. But yeah, whatever big goals you have, before you actually start achieving it, you have to break it down to the reduction to its ridiculous.
There goes that. Yes. So you have to break it down to the very minimal.
The very minimal daily, if not hourly steps.
Yeah. Like the goal could actually be just getting to the gym as opposed to like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and work out like X amount of time. Yeah. Your goal can be like, I'm going to put on my clothes and I'm going to get in the car and drive to the gym.
Yeah.
Because once you're there,
which is what Mike did.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Mike did that in order to get into a rhythm to go to the gym. So he worked on that and getting consistent with that. But I even think about myself. I think about my fitness journey. And sometimes my goal was just to put on my like workout clothes. And then I think one of the reasons why I do drink pre-workout prior to working out is because once I drink pre-workout, I have to work out. I'm not just going to drink it and not do anything, right? It's designed for a purpose. So I drink it and now I'm like, that's my trigger in my mind to go and do.
Yeah. So having all these small goals. So you have a big goal of 100,000 a year. You have a goal of whatever, and then sitting down, pen and paper, writing it down to its simplest, most simplistic, like form that you can do hourly, daily, weekly, whatever the case is, and then focusing. And so once you're confident that by doing these steps, you're going to get to 100,000, now you erase, I don't want to say erase the image of 100,000. Like, you know that that's what you want.
But you focus on the everyday.
The main focus of those micro goals.
And the journey.
Because what ends up happening is that as you're accomplishing these micro goals, you are reaching closer to the 100,000 or the fitness or the whatever. But then you stay excited because you're accomplishing something on a daily basis.
I don't know if you always stay excited. And this is my thing about motivation. Motivation doesn't keep you going. What keeps you going is habit. So motivation gets you started because you're like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And you're like, have this idea of how wonderful it's going to be. But once things start getting hard and even within your mind, your spirit, your body starts pushing back, habit is going to keep you going. Yeah. If you build a habit, you will be able to reach that goal.
Yeah, it's faith and work, right? It's both of those things. So it says here, the science behind it says that small wins trigger dopamine, increasing the motivations and confidence.
Love me some good dopamine. You know, like...
Is that what's in there?
I wish.
She's like, love me some good... give me some more dopamine. Bring on another Smurf.
But let me eat some Smurfs. No, but so this is the thing about dopamine, right? So dopamine's it's a chemical in your body.
Yeah.
Whenever you do something that's a feel-good something, it gets released. But you can do positive feel-goods, ones that are building you, and negative feels-good, ones that are not building you. And the dopamine will get released.
Yeah, yeah.
So for instance, if you're having like, let's talk nutrition, and you're having something that's really high in like sugar or something that's very like treat-like, it will release dopamine and it will release that feel-good, but it's really not helping you move towards your goals.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing something like, okay, you said today that you were going to do X thing that's going to get you closer towards your goal. You do it and you check it off, that will release dopamine and that will keep you going to the next step.
Yeah. Yeah. So the brief paragraph here, it says, instead of focusing on only one big dream, celebrate tiny wins. Mm-hmm. Today, quote unquote, today I'm just going to write one paragraph. If you want to, let's say, write a book. Today, I'm just going to organize one drawer. Let's say if your house is a mess, right? Progress builds momentum. Yes. And there's one thing that Tony Robbins talks about is that motion creates emotion.
Yeah.
So if you're just sitting doing nothing, then nothing's going to happen. But if you just get up and start doing something, then the emotion's going to kick in. And that's why they say that when you're waking up, if you have a slew of tasks of things to do, just do one or two of the simplest ones and then tackle on a big one.
Yeah.
Right? Because the 1 and 2 is going to get you excited that, oh, crap, I just accomplished this. There's this shot of dopamine.
Yeah.
And then you are on you're at optimal high and then you can take on a big one.
Yeah.
And then once you take on a big one, then the rest of the day it just seems like cheesecake because you've taken on the biggest thing, and now all you have to do is just focus on these little things, right?
Yeah.
One to two of the smallest tasks, whether it's do your bed, brush your teeth, make breakfast, create a to-do list in the morning, whatever the case is. And then once those things are done, you take on a big one.
Yeah.
And then you just go for it, right?
It builds momentum.
Absolutely. So that was number one. Number two is a book by Duckworth A. 2006. Again, all these books can be found on Amazon. The Power of Passion and Perseverance.
Perseverance. Yeah.
Creating a why board.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love me a good whiteboard.
Having a clear purpose increase the grit and perseverance of any goal.
So we had a couple weeks ago, or like maybe more than that, we had the missionaries. So we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Our church has missionaries that they go out, and these are like young people. So you're talking anywhere between like 18 to 20. And then they go out and they share our beliefs with people. And sometimes people are not open to it. They experience a lot of rejection, right? Yeah. And one of the things that the sisters that were in the young women's class that they were teaching that day, they said, their whole thing was like, how do you handle rejection? The whole lesson was about rejection.
That was talked about yesterday. Somebody asked that. How do you handle rejection, especially all of these youth, they want to go on missions.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to handle rejection now.
Yeah.
And then when you're on your mission, it's all about being rejected.
Yeah.
So they spent a good 20 minutes yesterday just talking about that.
That's such a great topic, honestly, because sometimes in an effort to push our kids to do like amazing things because we know they're capable, we just build this beautiful house for them without knowing how hard it's going to be and the emotions that are attached to it, right? I'm a firm believer that you have to share the hard. You have to say, yes, this is possible, but this is the steps. And sometimes they're not, they're going to be uncomfortable. And you're going to feel like crap sometimes. And anyway, so the sisters came and they were talking about rejection and they were talking how they handle it and how hard it is. But then they talked about the why, right? And they said one of the most important things to figure out is that you'll have two whys. They'll say it. You have the why of why you went on a mission. She's like, everybody has a why, you know? And whys can range for whatever it is. But then she's like, the second why, and I felt like it's a deeper why. She's like, why do you choose to stay on a mission? So here's the thing. It got me thinking. I'm like, you know, our whys are constantly evolving. Before I used to think that like the why, that was it. Like this is it and this is going to be for the rest of your life. I was wrong. It was not like that. Your why is consistently evolving. So when you start something, you have a why. But then you have to figure out for yourself, why are you willing to keep going? Why are you willing to be rejected? Why are you willing to feel uncomfortable? Why is it worth it, right? Yeah. When you get clear on that, it's easier to handle the bumps along the road.
Yeah. I'm still struggling with that one because I don't know why we keep this podcast going.
Okay, let's explore.
Yeah, let's explore.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about. You literally love hanging out with me.
That's a lie.
You 100% do.
That's a lie. Those words have never come out of my mouth, so I don't know where you're getting that. When have I ever said that?
I can see it in your eyes.
You can see it in my eyes.
You know those like conversations that we have without saying anything? We had one last week. After our Fulvio, our good friend, he was here on a podcast and he had some big, decisions to make and he got a blessing.
Okay.
And then after I looked at you and you're like, no. And it was related. Anyway, we're not going to get into the why of that particular situation, but we had a full conversation.
It was not a conversation.
100%.
It was one of these things like, I told you so. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
Did I say that though?
That's the look that you gave me. It was a wifely look.
It was not a wifely look.
Like it was
a twin look.
No, it was a wifely.
It was not a wifely look.
It was one of those looks that when your wife tells you something and you're like, I don't want to do it because whatever, and then you don't do it, and then something happens, and then she looks at you like, and then she's like, shut up, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. That was the look that she gave me. But she's not my wife, right?
It was exactly. That's why it's not a wifely look.
It was. You're
not a wifely look.
You don't have to be a wife to give a wifely look. First of all,
it was a sibling look. It was a look
I've never
that I knew.
Brother, sister, I've never.
Okay, first of all, I knew what you were thinking because you looked at me.
I know because I can feel. I felt her vision piercing my soul. So I looked over, and she's like,
I wasn't even.
And so I'm like, quiet. Don't tell me. I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, let's move on. I don't even know how we got to that topic. The why. The why in the podcast and how you and I are like, relax. We're like siblings.
No, I know
We're like attached forever. Now.
That is. I'm getting the same reaction as reading a book.
Know what your problem is. Anyways, so figure out your why, but not only start with that why, and once you're in your journey, figure out why is it important for you to stick around.
I'm still looking for my why.
Should I walk out?
The what?
Should I walk out?
Should it walk out?
Should I walk out?
I dare you.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
She won't go anywhere. Watch this. I dare you.
All right. Peace out.
She'll be back. Watch this.
I know.
I told you. It's just going nowhere.
Oh, my God.
Where else are you going to go? You got nowhere to go.
Can you imagine
You got
if I,
nothing to do.
Imagine if I literally walked out and I was like, all right, peace out.
I would just be like, here.
Where is she? Did she really do that? Oh, I guess we're cutting this podcast short. Okay.
You know what would have worked, or what would have been good if you walked out and I'm like, she's coming back, and you're just not coming back, and then I walk out and you're right there ready to scare me.
I know.
It's like, what the fuck?
And then everything is recorded officially.
And it's live, and it's like, oh, did he just swear? No, he didn't.
All right, what's the next book?
Well, no, it's going back to the why. It says not just a vision board, but a why board. So photos, quotes, reminders of why you started in the first place.
I'm gonna do that.
Personally, I know, and I have a why. I have like a why board, but not why I started in the first place, which is I found this to be very interesting. You know, so just to let you guys know where I get a lot of this content from. There's no.
Chat.
She keeps throwing me or trying to throw me under the bus. It's not.
I love chat. I think it's an amazing tool.
I think it's a phenomenal tool,
Yeah,
but not everything that I do runs through chat.
No. Everything I do runs through chat.
So I'm going to tell you where I get this from.
Okay, tell me.
There's an app called Headley.
That's an AI app.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. Chat it. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't know if it's an AI.
So these are my apps, right? This is my my home app. These are my power page.
What like? Okay, so tell me about. Is that an app right here? What's this? Like, where do you get that?
So, are you interested in something that I'm doing and then that is not AI? Oh my gosh.
Where is that app? I like that checkoff list and that it stays on there.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I didn't ask you. But anyways, and so these two.
Grit. That's what it's called. I'm listening.
No, you're not.
I am listening. Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay, I'm just gonna write it down so I don't forget, because I know if I ask you, you're not gonna tell me.
I'm not gonna tell. I should have covered it up. So this is my power page.
I like that.
So my power page is this, right? And so I got these 4 apps are my main everyday app.
Okay.
Plus, so this is Grit. So what you do is with Grit, you tell all the things that you want to do. How many any morning routines, any spiritual stuff, mind, body, or spirit. You can use subcategory, whatever, and then when you close it, it shows you this. So every time you do it, it checks it off.
I freaking love that. Okay.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, it's going to change your life.
Yes.
It's phenomenal, right?
I love that. I love checking things off. Like, you have no idea.
And if you're working out and stuff like that, let's say you're using do you have an Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if it records it and it automatically gets a check because it's linked to your Apple stuff.
What?
Yeah, dude. So you read your scriptures. It, you have to tell it, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyway, so that tracks my day. Then my four apps: Mindset, Pep Up, and these are like just speeches.
Nice.
These are just like stuff that.
Oh, I love that.
And then it's just interviews that get done by celebrities and all that other stuff. Fitbot is my workout app.
Okay.
Phenomenal app. I'm letting you guys know right now. So Fitbot, it's actually an AI workout app.
That's awesome.
So it tracks everything, and then it gradually gives you progresses you based on how much you lifted the prior day or the prior before. So you let it know for how long, what muscles you're doing. And so you just, let's say, so today's my chest day. So I'm going to be chest. Nope. So today is, where is it? Oh, yeah. Chest and tris, let's say, right?
Yeah. So do you have
Tries?
to tell it daily what you're
No,
doing?
no, no. It normally does it.
Okay.
And so it creates it. It looks for everything that I've done in the past. And then it just gives me my workout for today.
That's awesome.
For how long? Anyways, what am I using? Am I using weights and all that other stuff? And then finally, Headway.
Okay, so tell me about that app.
Headway is a phenomenal app that takes all of the books that have ever been written when it comes to personal progression.
Oh my gosh, I think I've seen it.
And it
on,
gives you like a 5-minute Cole's notes of everything that just runs you down and everything that all the main stuff. So it just gets rid of all like the long stories and the proper grammars and all that other stuff that makes so it takes a 200-page book and it just gives it to you in 5 minutes.
That's
and
awesome.
it tells you all the whatever. And then if you like it, then you can go back and actually read the actual book and see
On
all this
there?
stuff. On Headway.
Oh, like you can go back and do you have to buy the book through Headway
No.
or they
Yeah,
give you access
they
to
give
the
you the
full back?
No, they don't give you access. They just tell you who wrote it and what's it going, and then you can go on Amazon.
Okay. Okay, that's
So
cool.
that's what I do every single day.
That's awesome.
You get these 10 books.
That's awesome.
So it's not ChatGPT.
Chat is really good for this too, though. But yes, that's an awesome thing because it's audio. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
you
audio.
just put it on. I
Yeah.
love apps like that because you can literally be doing other stuff like cleaning your house or
Yeah.
driving, and then you're getting this. You're using your time wisely.
So I write, between my appointments, I always have it on,
Yeah,
right? And then I'm just like whatever, and then I'm just anyways.
that's awesome.
So
Okay, I stand corrected, my friends. I stand corrected. This man does not use chat for everything. Just most things. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. It's just a joke, friend. Go ahead.
I need a new podcast partner. Number 3, it's a book by it's called Reality is Broken.
I love that.
Why, and check this out, why games make us better and how they can change the world.
Like video games?
Just games and period.
Okay, so tell me more about that book. What does it say?
So the purpose of this is gamify the boredom.
Oh, okay.
So turning a task into games can enhance engagement and motivation.
Yeah.
Because we're driven by game.
It's true. It's true. With my kids, we have a 90-minute blitz of cleaning.
Yeah.
And honestly, when we make it into a game, put a timer, and everybody's like running and doing their own thing, a lot of stuff gets done. As opposed to I'm like, do this, do that, do that.
So we have a game called 3 Strikes You're Out cleaning.
Yeah.
So it's a 30 minutes blitz.
Yeah.
House needs to be not wiped down and vacuum, whatever, but things need to be put away.
Yeah.
Just tidied
Like a
up.
declutter,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, like whatever. So, and then they're like 3, 2, 1, go. And everybody just goes, they takes a section of the house, And then I walk around once the 30 minutes is down, I walk around in every area, the living room, the dining room. And if I see something like a piece of paper on the floor or something, strike 1.
Okay.
Then I go into another room, the dining room, and I walk around. If I see a fork, strike 2. And I walk around another room, and they're getting nervous. Like they're like freaking. So while I'm, and then once they get to strike 2, it's incredible to see them afterwards. They're like, crap, we're strike 2. So then
They run around ensuring everything's clean.
they one of them stays behind with me to
Yeah.
just kind of make sure that they're looking all over, and then the other 3 they disperse and they started going to the next room just to make sure to double check, right?
Yeah.
And then if I catch on strike 3, then there's a consequence. There's no we can watch the movie but with no treats,
Yeah.
even though we've purchased like $30 worth of treats. Or they can't have the ice cream, or they have to go to bed early, or whatever the case
Yeah.
is, right? But if they win, then there's the reward. If
Yeah.
there's no strikes, then we watch the movie and then we do whatever. But every time I'm like, all right, 3 strike cleanups, and they're like, go, and then they just cockroaches. They just take off, right? But
Man,
when you
that's awesome.
gamify
Yeah.
stuff, right, we have to remember that as children, that's how we were motivated, and
Yeah.
that never really went away.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true because I'm like, I think for me, I use timers, but timers is a way of
It is a game.
gamifying it, right?
100%, yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, how much am I going to get done in like X amount of time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
It goes by way faster too.
Yeah, it says here, makes the mundane feel like a game using a timer. So beat the
Yeah.
clock.
I love that.
Give yourselves a point. Points for finishing a task, and then little rewards after you make the finishing the something really, really hard. Turning a task into a game can enhance engagement. And more. I already read that part. So that was number 3.
What's the name of that book?
So this is.
I'm gonna make a note of it just for perhaps my next book. Go ahead.
It was written in 2011. It's called Reality is Broken.
Reality is Broken. I have a few credits on Audible. Maybe I'll do this.
Yeah. Number 4 is a book called Flourish, a visionary new understanding of happiness and well-being. Their big thing here is control what you consume.
I love that. It makes me think very similar to perhaps the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're not a tree. You can control the things that are around you and yourself.
Yeah.
But you can't control people. You can only control yourself, right?
Yeah. It
Okay.
says here, and you're big on this, morning routine shapes your emotional tone for the day.
Yeah.
Positive context exposure enhances motivation.
So, truth be told, when I woke up today, I was not feeling as great as I'm feeling right now. I was actually kind of feeling discouraged. I've been struggling the last, I would say maybe a couple of weeks, feeling like waking up feeling discouraged. And I read a book recently that talked about how we often think that the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And this book was talking about how people often will break up with other people based on the 20%. So it's like the 80-20% rule, right?
Yeah.
You have 80% of this amazingness with this person, but you're so fixated on the 20% that you're willing to give up the relationship that you have to go for the 20%.
Have you heard of the 7-year itch?
No. Is it like after 7 years you start looking outward?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard. But I'm like, I believe because sometimes I see a lot of content sometimes online about people leaving their spouses because they fell out of love and it's not the same and da-da-da. And anyway, so then as I was feeling yesterday before we went to a wedding, and before the wedding I started feeling a little bit discouraged. And I was just kind of, the thought processes are so easy to come up of everything that I haven't accomplished. Like little things that were like just popping up left, right, and center. And as I was feeling discouraged, I had to drive. I was going somewhere. And the thought came, the 80-20 rule. And then the thought after was like, whatever you water grows, right? So then it made me think that in our own personal life, at least in my life, sometimes I'm so fixated on the 20% that I haven't done that I don't look at the 80% that I have done.
Yeah.
And it gave me a lot of courage because I thought, like, why am I not watering this area of my life where I'm like, yeah, I can do this. When you think of all the things you've accomplished, you have a sense of hope. And when you have hope, you have a sense of, like, possibility. You're like, okay, if I've been able to do this, I can do more. So I decided to water that this morning instead of focusing on my 20% of things that I was thinking about or feeling discouraged. I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on the 80%. And focusing on the 80% is the content that I consume. So I'm a big believer of doing something for your spirit, something for your mind, something for your body. So
3-legged stool.
Sorry?
The 3-legged stool.
Yeah. So I did something. I know this guy's so smart.
Dude, that's a workshop that
I know. He has all these incredible workshops with my content. No, I'm just kidding.
That is not your
I'm just
content.
kidding.
That is not. I will show you when I created.
I kid.
Freak, man.
I am kidding. Anyway, but yeah, after I did my scriptures and then I did my personal development. I'm reading this book, and then I worked out and I chose to focus on my 80%. I kid you not, my mood changed. Then when my mood changed, I have read that the best time to rewire your brain for more affirmations or for you to believe more in yourself is when your vibrations are high, when you're feeling good.
Yeah.
So when I was feeling good, I took a moment to remind myself how awesome I am. And I did, and I started thinking all the things that I did, and I was still feeling so good that I decided to do this like visualization about all these things that I want to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what put me in a great mood. But I didn't start off that way.
So
I was feeling quite discouraged.
it wasn't the brownie that you took?
No, it wasn't the brownie. He was thinking I was taking some kind of brownie laced with something that he offered me.
And she took.
And he ate as well.
and I watched her consume.
That's so weird. Okay, go on.
Number 5, morning reset rituals.
Oh, yes. Guys, if you're feeling blah, can I just encourage you to maybe wake like 15 minutes earlier and have something to reset yourself? Morning rituals are incredible.
Yeah, you're huge on that one. Intentional morning rituals improve emotional regulations and resiliency.
Yeah.
Even if the world feels heavy, and here's the quote. Even if the world feels heavy, my morning is mine. Yes. Right?
I feel like that needs a clap.
A simple ritual like gratitude list, prayer, stretching, journaling gives you a sense of control and optimism.
We have so much control over our lives, but we decide to give up that control because we're trying to control either other people or politics, thought processes of other people.
And I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we have is that we're trying to control others, and we can't. We will never have that problem. We will never have that power, right? Yeah.
One of the recent books that I read, it's just called Let Them by Mel Robbins. One of the things that I really liked it said is like, you have to like trust people and allow people to take care of their own problems.
Yeah.
Because by doing that, you're empowering them, you're letting them be them, but at the same time, you're turning around and saying, let me be me, and having tools for you to change those things that you want to change or to show up in the world the way that you want to show up.
Yeah. Book number 6 is called Altruism, Happiness, and Health. It is good to be good.
Okay.
And the principle here is to stay motivated, reconnect with service.
Yes.
The science here is that the act of service elevates the mood and promotes a sense of meaning.
Yeah.
When you feel stuck, serve someone. Personal trick, if I'm demotivated, I text someone and I send them a compliment to a friend and stuff like that. And I shift the energy quickly from me to them.
I watched this video recently of this guy, motivational speaker. He's so good. He was talking to a group of youth, and he was talking about how when a tree feels its heaviest is when it's carrying. You okay over there? Mm-hmm. He's like, how dare you consume other people's content? Anyway.
I was like, what?
He's like, are you sure that guy was not me?
You saw somebody else's teachings?
Anyway, but I really like the thing that the guy said. He's like, when a tree is heaviest with its fruit. No, he's like, when a tree is full of its own fruit, its heaviest is at its heaviest point. The only way that tree can become lighter is by giving away its fruits, right? And so then it tied it to service. And he said, when you're feeling discouraged, when you're feeling all these things, you have so much in you that you need to give out. And then by doing that, you will feel lighter. And that fruit will continue to rebuild in order to be able to give out.
I agree. I agree. That's why I gave Fulvio a shirt. I didn't ask for him to pay him. Well, we were going to pay him, but we didn't have money. So I was gonna pay him like the old ways with a cup of rice, but I just gave him a shirt.
Do you need rice, sugar?
It was painful.
He could take him his flight with him to Texas.
Yeah. I would have put like a warning. I would have called, dude. What happened to the airport? The shooting.
From what I read, it happened a few days ago. Early in the morning, there was a dispute between 3 people. And the police were called. Police showed up. They tried to handle the dispute, and they were there for like about 10 minutes. And apparently one of the persons that was there had a weapon. And because they were like, either they flashed the weapon, pulled out the weapon, police shot. And then that man, woman, I'm not sure, like they died.
But I heard.
I don't know. This is what I read on Apple News, so I don't know.
So he didn't pull out, like he didn't shoot first.
No, you're not supposed to. As soon as you have a weapon, you become a person. Like the police officer is not going to know whether or not you're going to shoot. They're going to react.
No, that's not my question.
Okay.
Did the person?
They had a weapon.
No. I know, but you're not listening. So ready? Here, let me finish. Let me finish the sentence, and then you actually answer the question that I'm asking.
Okay, I'm ready.
Not what you think I'm about to say. Ready?
Go ahead.
Fue la gran madre. Listen. Did the person shoot first?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I heard okay. I don't watch the news because I hate watching news.
Yeah.
So from what I heard, there was a shooting and then the officers took the person down. But so by the sounds of the headlines is that the shooting was taking place and then the officers responded.
No, they were there before.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why you can't just read headlines, people. You gotta read the articles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah, so you gotta read the full article because from what I read the full article, and it was that there was a dispute. 3 people were involved. Police came. Police were trying to handle the dispute for 10 minutes. And then someone from there had a weapon. And then that's where the shooting began.
Dang.
Yeah, it's intense. It's like the same thing that happened. I don't know if it's
Vancouver?
here. Is it with the kid? It's like a 16-year-old.
Something happened in Vancouver.
Oh, no, that's different. That's with a car that drove through some type of gathering.
I saw the headlines this morning.
Yeah, so that I'm not 100%. I did see it on the news yesterday, but it was a car that drove through a crowd and then people died. I know, crazy, right?
Oh my gosh. All right, cool. Sorry to bring it down, guys.
Yeah, we're sorry.
All right.
Let's bring it back up.
Bring it back up.
Okay. Anyway, just focus on this. Tell us the next book.
I am.
I am concerned.
I'm reading. I'm trying to read it. Number 7, loser. The book is The Effect of Music in Human and Stress Response.
Interesting. I have never heard of that book.
So it's by Thomas M.V., written 2013, and it says here, use energy anchors. So
energy
music
anchors. That's so good. Let me
Yeah, I
write
know.
that
I
down.
like that too. So music, smells, candles, outfits, anything that instantly lifts your energy. Example, this person, Tama, they have a playlist of called Move Mountains, and so every time they play it, they just instantly da-da-da. And I actually have a playlist like that. That anytime I'm starting to feel energy coming down, it's my go-to playlist, and I just hit play.
I have that's awesome. Okay. So it was music, smells, and what? There was something else that you said.
Music, smells, candles, outfits, anything that you can grab really quickly and instantly lifts your energy.
Okay. It's interesting because there's a theory as well that when you study, if you attach your studying like blitz to certain smells like lavender or mint or chew gum, that it will help you to remember it better.
Yeah. Number 8, it's a book called Psychology, Flexibility, and Fundamental Aspects of Health. And in this book, it says, be okay with an imperfect day.
Yes.
Just accept it that you're going to have imperfect days and ride with it. Motivation is a wave. It's not a straight line.
Yeah, it's so true.
So it says here, the science here is be psychologically flexible, not demanding a perfect day, leads to a better long-term persistence.
I recently was watching this, it was a show and it was about artists, how they do their craft and sort of what like their processes are. And this particular artist talked about how during his work week, he works every day and the only expectation for him is to have one good day. He's like, if I've had just one good working day, he's like, that's a win.
Yeah.
And I thought how interesting it was that, like this was said, sometimes I demand of myself anytime I work that it needs to be perfect. But in reality, that's not the process of creativity.
It says here to have that personal mantras, to think every morning, I can't be perfect, but I can be consistent.
Ooh, I'm going to write that one down.
So crawling forward is moving forward.
Ooh, I can't be perfect, but I can be consistent, right?
Yeah.
Guys, here I am. Thank you, Miguel. He's like...
Did you hear that? Because of me. Because of me.
I can be consistent.
However, she hasn't contributed anything
I have not
to my personal growth.
Nothing, right?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Except for that wifey look. That
is not contributing anything to your life.
No, it was rethinking. It's like I don't like being told when I'm wrong. And then she gave me that look and I was like, you be quiet.
What was the other mantra?
Oh, the mantra was, if I can't be perfect, I can be consistent.
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one is just a train of thought. Is even crawling forward is still moving forward.
I like it. Is still moving forward. Okay, thank you.
Number 9 is a book, Rethink Positive. Think Inside is the New Science of Motivations. The tip here is visualize the after feeling.
Ooh, yes. I have read lots of stuff that talks about how I guess along the lines of energy anchors, how feelings can be created in order to create that anchor to keep moving you forward.
Yeah, it's if you're going through a crappy day or just something's happening, then that's your environment. That's what you're thinking of. But it's taking a pause and thinking how you're going to feel when it's done, when it's over.
Yeah.
When you have reached your goal, when you have reached the end, the light, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. What is that going to look like? How is that going to feel?
And how you're going to feel. And so then what ends up happening is that if you can just imagine yourself the aftermath, that alone changes your entire energy. Then what ends up happening as a result, because you've changed your energy, it starts to change your environment.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of the times we wait for our environment to change so then we can change.
But it's the other way.
But not knowing that it's when we change, then our environment changes.
Yeah.
Right? And so before starting a hard task, imagine how good it's going to feel when it's all done. Trick, something that you can say is, how will my future me thank me for me doing this today?
Man.
I am a huge, I live by this one. I live.
How will your future you thank you to stay in a podcast here together?
Like that's the one that I'm struggling with. I'm hoping that we get a big sponsorship. I'm like, it's gonna feel so good. I've put up with this one for like over 100 podcasts, and that's what keeps me motivated.
That's what keeps you going.
I'm like, you know what?
That's why you keep showing up.
One more podcast.
We're one more podcast closer to our goal.
I can do this. Oh, when I get there's gonna be absolutely incredible. The last one.
What's the last one?
Have an emergency reset plan.
Ooh.
So this is by a book, Fog BJ 2020.
Okay.
It was written 2020. So it's Tiny Habits, Small Changes Can.
What's the name of the book?
Tiny Habits.
Oh, okay.
Small changes that changes everything.
Okay.
So have an emergency and actually have a workshop on this one.
I just got chills. Is it really cold in here or what? Anyway, go ahead. I just literally got super cold and got chills. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, and so
Maybe we have a ghost in here.
Oh my gosh, how do I? So this is how I put up with this, right? It's some of these things, but this is I always talk about the bat belt. Batman had this thing that he could actually literally, and so I actually use this in one of my workshops: declutter and redesign.
Okay.
Right. And so in this workshop, I talk about how Batman statistically is one of the most powerful superheroes. And he's actually not even a super, he's just a regular person.
He's a vigilante.
But his greatest gift is he can forward think.
Mm-hmm.
So what this means is like, if he's falling down a cliff, he has a grappling hook. If his car goes in water, the car can turn into a boat, or there's a floating device, or and if he's stuck in underwater, he has a breathing apparatus. If he's in a room filled with gas, he can just pop in a pill and it's just whatever. So he forward thinks every possibility that he can be in, and then he has something around his belt that will take him out of it, including how to take down superheroes. So he has like bullets for Superman. He has a thing that creates these waves that makes the Flash go slower. So he has all these things just in case the superheroes go bad. And so there's actually a comic where he shows that how he beats all the superheroes because they all turn villains.
Yeah.
And so, and then it's creating his bat belt. So in this workshop, declutter and redesign, it's like we're gonna create our own bat belt today.
Okay.
We're gonna figure out how we can have these things ready for us, so when our energy or we start to feel like mental health low, we can just activate it.
That's awesome. It's like when I feel this is what I can do.
Exactly.
When I feel this is what I'll do.
Exactly. So it's having an emergency reset plan.
Oh, I like that.
10 push-ups, 5 minutes of journaling, a quick prayer, watching funny videos. I actually have a folder on my YouTube of funny videos. Anchorman bloopers, Dumb and Dumber clips, like all of these things from my childhood that if I just click it, it'll just start running all of these videos.
I think I think this podcast was made for me.
Oh, no, I know.
Why, thank you. Thank you, Miguel.
I gotcha. And goes, sometimes you don't need to force motivation. You just need to reset your state.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Because I'm thinking about, I think I've been trying to white knuckle all these emotions that I've been having lately, and I've been trying to force them. which it kind of works because I do have a plan of how to reset, but I think what I don't have is small reset times because my big reset is every morning.
It's every morning. Yeah,
exactly. So whatever happens the day before, my big reset morning time, right? But then what happens during the day? I don't have to tolerate the emotions all throughout. I can have these small tools that are like, okay, when I feel this, I'm gonna pull up this. When I feel this, I'm gonna pull up this and have a small reset.
And that's not to throw under the bus, but that's one of Tegan's biggest challenges.
Yeah.
Is
having like a reset button.
It's having a reset button, and it's like sharpening the axe, right? Stephen R. Covey, right? And so I've realized that I can't tell her what to do because she hates that, right? Even though I'm right. Even though I'm right, tell me I'm not right when if I tell her you got to reset your button.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Now it's the way that I say it. Maybe it comes out wrong, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am right.
Yes, you do have her well-being in mind.
Right. It's that nail in the head. It's not what she wants to hear, but there is a nail in her head, and I'm telling her how to get rid of it. But the point is, so now what I've learned to do is that when I activate my reset button, I send her a message.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
what do you say?
So I'm like, I'm sharpening my axe, and that's all I say. And then I'll send her a picture of a taco that I'm eating. So she knows that, like if I have sometimes in a workshop, like I'm on a high.
Yeah.
And then the drop is so fast.
Yeah.
Right? Because
the energy's insane.
There's 300 kids screaming your name. Everybody's like high fiving you. They're wrapped around your legs, and you're trying to get rid of them. And just the energy is so amazing, right?
Listen, I think in the past I teased them about like, oh, whatever, Miguel. But I have been in your workshops, and it is true. Like your energy is next level. You have the kids, you have the parents, you have the staff.
Yeah.
Everybody's like,
And then you leave the premises. And then there's like
he's like a deep crash,
It is. You're right. I love that. It's a deep crash.
Yeah.
And then and so I'm like, frick. And so then what I do is, okay, I'll go and look for my favorite snack or whatever, and then I'll find a parking spot, like chicken nuggets or something. I love chicken nuggets. And I'll put on my video.
He'll get his Happy Meal.
Yeah, I'll get my Happy Meal. And then I'll watch a Key and Peele show episode.
Yeah.
And then I'm resetting. I'm like resetting my energy and whatever.
Idea.
And then I'll text Tegan. Be like, I'll send her a picture of whatever and be like, I'm resetting. Have you reset? And then I just will.
Have you reset it today? Is that what you say?
No.
Okay, because I was like, how does that go?
No. I just like, I'm resetting right now. And she's like, thanks.
Good for you. No, but it's interesting that you do it that way because I like in this last book that I read, it actually talked about how you cannot change anybody and you should honor people where they're at and let them like have the trust in them that they'll be able to figure it out. But one of the things that it did say in the book is like, how do you create an environment where that could potentially be possible? Yeah. And it said it's by you modeling the behavior. So it's by you doing it, not having that expectation that they'll do it. But if they ever feel ready or they feel like that's what they want to do, then they would have seen whatever you have modeled, right?
Yeah, and the hope's there, and I agree with that. And the reason why I do that is an advice that was told to me when I was teaching seminary. The only thing that we can do is show them another option.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You can't do it for them. You can't force them. And then what ends up happening is that when they are stressed out or in a similar situation, because you've been consistent in showing them the second option, then when it's time for them to make a choice, they will choose that option, right? So that's why I do it. And so now I'm just like, I'm always reminding her about
how right I am. Is that what you
pretty much.
Oh, Tegan, she's a saint. We love our Saint Tegan.
She's getting a church.
We'll follow her to her church.
She's getting a church. There's a discount of tithing in that church.
Oh my gosh.
No, actually, no. There's probably an increase.
I know. You gotta take it off the ground. So that church is like 50% tithing.
Tegan's like, when it comes to money.
Oh man.
Tegan's good. She teaches me. So yeah, so these are the 10 books. Some of them I just typed in on whatever, but the other ones I found on Headway.
Yeah. That's a good list. I have never heard any of those books. I made some notes. I liked a lot of the things that we discussed today. I think the ones that jump out the most at me is your whiteboard, like doing a whiteboard.
Oh, okay.
I think I like that because you can see it. And it's like you're doing it with your hands. You're creating something and you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
The other one is the resets. I really, really like that.
Yeah. I like it here. It says a reminder of why, not just a vision board, but a why board.
Yeah.
It's a constant reminder of why you started in the first place.
That's what I need because I think I forget. I forget why I started. I forget why I'm doing what I do. I forget why I want to keep going. And I just get into my feels.
Especially with MTC Life and the podcast.
And it like he keeps trying to fire me,
She quits every week. She quits. She's like, I'm done with this, and then she's like,
I
back.
storm out. I like kick everything. I like grab the laptop and I toss it.
Every week I have to buy a new laptop because she breaks it.
How do you do it? I don't know how you do it.
Well, I told the world this is how I do it, and
you have a whiteboard of why I put up with Maria.
I do it for Mike.
Yes.
So that's it.
That's it.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, what was your takeaway?
What was my takeaway?
You're like, I'm perfect. I don't have any takeaways.
I'm right. Like a lot of the times.
Maybe delivery's not. Just kidding.
Yeah, you know what? I need to fix my delivery because you can be right 100% of the times, but if your delivery is wrong, then it invalidates your points.
Do you need help getting off that Pegasus
No,
horse?
I'm good. I got on here. I got to get off by myself. What was your takeaway?
I really enjoyed these books. I enjoyed the energy anchors. I enjoyed the whiteboard. I enjoyed the moments of reset. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to create my whiteboard. I'm going to create my energy anchors and then have things like when this happens, I'll do this.
Follow up.
Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your.
I'm gonna live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. Part of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. You hear yourself. Reveal it to them. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if I